The best way to affect change is to surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. So that's exactly the role. We're all rolling these pebbles up this top of the hill.
Right.
And now it's time to get all those pebbles together, kick them off the side of the hill, and watch them and help guide them down the hill and just snowball. I think that's really where we're going.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the CAREpreneur Show. We're in Baltimore, Maryland for the NADSA conference, and we got Bill here with us. He is the CEO of American Senior Care Centers, and he's also the board chair for NADSA, which is, you got a lot going on. I know you got, what, four centers?
3 centers.
Three centers, okay. But so I would love to kind of have you kind of share with us your journey, how you got into adult daycare. And then maybe through your little expansion, and then we can kind of touch base on NADSA a little bit.
Yeah, sure. So it's I mean, if we got 20 or 30 minutes, we might be able to get through the first half of it or so.
We'll get the summarized version.
Sure, yeah. Long and varied, winding journey. Grew up with, my parents started our company in 1991, so I was young when we started, very young, and not even in high school yet. So, and of course, nobody really wants to stay where they're from and follow in their parents' footsteps exactly. So, took my time away and mostly in academic research and science in Cincinnati, and was in microbiology, cell biology, cancer biology for a number of years. Got totally tired of writing grants, so took an opportunity back in 2010, 2011, moved back home and really kind of pick up where my parents had started 20 years before. So they had started first medical model adult day program in Tennessee. After 20 years, grew it from a small business to a good-sized business that entered the home care market as well. At that point, I had no formal training whatsoever. You learn as you go, the school of hard knocks, and you start wearing many, many more hats. And since then, have through small acquisitions grown to 2 more locations in Middle Tennessee. To serve 4 times as many individuals as we had previously been serving. Still provide home care, non-medical home care through Tennessee. Enter the non-emergent transportation market as well. So
wow, you got a lot going on.
Yeah, look at that hub of that hub of home and community-based services through the adult day regimen.
That's awesome. And now, when you think about kind of like expanding to those two other locations, like in your mind at this time, I mean, adult daycare is still kind of up and coming, and even to this day, it still is like a kind of this like little hidden secret,
Right.
So, what is it that you feel like you've been able to do to kind of like help expand that message in your area as you've grown to 3 locations?
Yeah, sure. So and I think we've all done presentations where we generally the caption is the adult day services being the best kept secret in long-term care, and we all say the same thing. We hate it. It's the worst the worst description because it's the best service.
Right.
So that fractured market environment that is wide and varied throughout the United States has been a challenge for growth and expansion of the service and just the market area. But now we're at a time now that adult day services is starting to grow, is starting to become a little bit more known. And one of the onuses that I took on was really to promote adult day services, not just in our region, but really altruistically throughout throughout Tennessee and then throughout the United States.
Well, and that's kind of been like your journey into this, like NADSA board chair, like getting very involved in NADSA, kind of like helping at a higher level from a national standpoint, right? I mean,
very much so. Yeah. So it got started, really learning the ropes in Tennessee. There had been a Tennessee Association a number of years ago, but was really not active. But really wanted to go ahead and revive that Tennessee Association. So I think it was about 2014, 2015, we revived our state association.
Yeah.
We really want to be inclusive of all provider types across the state. So
did you lead the way on that then?
I was involved in the initial emails, and unfortunately I have a problem saying no. I mean, somebody once told me no is a complete sentence, and I still haven't learned that. Since the individuals that really start to take hold and take ownership of items end up being asked to lead and charge them. So I was asked to lead as the president of the Tennessee Association in 2014, and I'm still the president of the Tennessee Association a number of years later. But that led to my foray into NADSA.
Exactly.
So started attending the national meetings.
What year did you start attending the NADSA conference?
I believe it was 2017 was my first conference.
Okay.
It was I had an amazing time. There was a state leadership roundtable that really energized me in the fact that Tennessee is not the only one that's kind of reforming and growing and expanding.
Right.
And then went to the 2018 meeting where I had listened to some research sessions, and research being my first love, really piqued my interest. And again, I made the mistake of talking to some of the presenters and speakers afterwards, and said, love to help, love to be able to get involved from a grassroots research standpoint. I think it was about 3 weeks later that I found myself attending the first research committee call. And at the conference, the third year, I was asked to join the board as the research committee chair, thrown right into the role as individuals started to roll off. And then again, a problem saying no. Continue to roll and expand and take ownership.
That's the one thing. If you're ever presenting, if Bill's ever presenting at a conference, it's about stats and it's about research and it's about all that good stuff. So
numbers tell the story.
Yeah, no, absolutely, which is super important. I know we actually locally we're looking at some different college programs to try and do a study of just so maybe not, I know a lot of the stuff you've done too is kind of on other aspects of the daycare. I think what we were trying to do is see from day 1 to day 90, just the change from a physical and a cognitive,
Absolutely.
So the range of motion, cognitive testing, and just trying to see what kind of improvement could you show in the first 90 days of someone starting.
Right. No, absolutely. Got longitudinal research has been elusive in adult day services for years. That's my passion. Again, I start talking faster and I start getting more and more excited
about another.
But
if we get too deep into research, he's gonna miss his tour. He's got to go on.
It's been a fantastic journey. Coming on as the board chair, and then really kind of culminating that research committee where we have a standard project that we just rolled out to the data collection platform to look at standardized.
Right. I like that. With the RTZ program. No, is your when you think about kind of going into that board chair role, what does kind of being involved in the board look like? How could others potentially make their way to making change, whether it's at a local, state level or a national level? But
sure. Yeah. The best way to affect change is to surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. Right. So that's exactly the role. NADSA is a volunteer board. We do have staff members, but having individuals from across the United States get involved. If you're passionate about adult day services, then step up and say yes, and be able to just say, I'm here to help. Whatever your passion is, whatever your market is, let's be involved and push it forward. We're all in it together. Absolutely. And you can do it at the local level, at the county level, the state level, the state associations that are forming and growing.
What do you think are important spots on a board? So if someone is in a state that doesn't have a board and they're trying to kind of put together a group of people, what would be some important roles to consider?
First and foremost, you have to have a bunch of doers and not talkers. People that really want to follow up and to have a goal in mind. So and that goal is to really promote adult day services across the spectrum. Right. So having individuals that are well versed in different models of care, different levels of care, different modules of care. And it's not just adult day services, it's this whole continuum of home and community-based services. Right. And then leading into that continuum of residential care as well too. So being able to have a diverse crew, a diverse background of actors and doers to be able to follow through is absolutely essential.
And what do you see then for the future of adult day care? How do you foresee this next 5 years, 10 years kind of
Sure. Yeah. There's the goal, the idea in mind versus what's going to happen. I think these things still move a little bit slow in our arena. Adult day services is still semi unknown, but the tide is turning. So I certainly see how senior living and then home care have come to fruition in the fact that the general public know what home care is. The general public still don't know what adult day services
100%. When you do a Google search of assisted living, home care, and adult day care, and you compare them on a chart, it's mind-blowing.
Right. 2 hits on adult day, 200 on home,
and 2,000. Massive home care and assisted living search, and then way down on the graph is this flat line.
But the tide is turning.
I agree.
And I think it's up to all of us to keep that tide moving and keep that momentum going, because it's the energy and the passion in adult day services that will continue to push that forward. Right. And I really do see adult day services turning into the hub of home and community-based services. You can actuate change by adding on service platforms and paradigms to be able to expand the whole continuum, but adult day services could easily be the hub of adult day any home and community-based services across the United States.
100%, because it's almost it's like the hub. It's where all the record keeping is, where all the you know, the kind of like, you know, the touch points are of actually, you know, visibly being able to see people and kind of know what they're going through and their changes, and you know, so 100%, man.
The future is wide open, and you know, and it's just wonderful being at, you know, conferences like this because of the passion, the energy of the people that are involved.
Everyone's excited talking about it.
It really does, you know.
Like I think Dre's getting tired of hearing me talk about it.
Probably,
but no, it's awesome, man. It's such a, I'm so passionate. I know you are too. I love what you're doing, and I appreciate, you know, everything that you do for NADSA, for Tennessee. I think, you know, really you're an inspiration to kind of like, you know, for those folks that maybe don't have an active association in their state, you know, like how can you kind of jumpstart that and really start making a difference locally, and getting together with others, and just, you know, strategizing and identifying like who's doing what, trying to find other people that are successful with a model similar to yours, and trying to like, you know, group those ideas together and figure out how to scale, grow, and educate that public. You know, so
we're all rolling these pebbles up this top of a hill. And
exactly.
And now it's time to get all those pebbles together, kick them off the side of the hill, and watch them and help guide them down the hill and just snowball.
Absolutely.
And I think that's really where we're going.
I'm excited. Well, I don't want to keep you from your tour or whatever appointment I know you have after this. So I appreciate you joining me today, and thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure.
And guys that are out there watching, make sure you get involved in your local association, or get together with a group of people that want to get involved, and then, you know, make sure you reach out to NADSA and see how you can, you know, become part of this national organization, because there is a good foundation here, and it would be great to kind of build on what you guys have been able to create over the past few years and stuff. So
absolutely
awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, show some love, and now let's get back to work. Hey guys, thank you so much for making it this far. If you'd like to watch last week's episode, click here. If you'd like to watch more exciting content on senior care, click here. If you'd like to learn how to open up your own adult daycare, assisted living, or home care agency, click here, chrischana.com. This is for all those senior care entrepreneurs out there. And let's get back to work.